Hey, what's going on? My ninja Shinobi here, and out of request from you guys, I started this series where I pretty much did like these builds for, Mp10, or, try and get as efficient as possible, high as possible MP level. And we've done it with Barbarian, we've done it with Demon Hunter. Those are on the screen, you can go check those out. But the most requested thing was Witch Doctor. I haven't really talked too much about Witch Doctor, because it's pretty much the class that I play the least. You can see this character right here. 17 hours played on it, barely do anything. She's naked right now because I took all the gear off for this video, because we're going to do an item set build for this. I'm shooting for about 10 million gold, and then see how well we can do. Now, I'm using a particular spec that I've found recently, just from searching a couple different things, but then also at the same time coming up with some of my own ideas, and I think you guys are really going to like it, and I think it's a pretty viable way to play a Witch Doctor right now, and maybe I might even play Witch Doctor more often because it's a pretty fun spec. But that demonstration is going to be at the end of the video. If you want to skip the entire video, you can just go right to the end of the video and you can see what exactly everything looks like, but you need to see which items you're going to buy, right? So let's get into that. So 10 million gold is what we're going to pretty much do. Now, before I started this, I searched on the auction house because I wanted to try and find a Stone of Jordan to see if I could get a decent one for really cheap. You can see that I purchased it right here for 999,000 gold. So we're just going to say a million gold. We'll round it up a little bit there. Now, why is this going to be good for this build? Now, typically, one of the biggest things that a lot of people complain about when they watch some of my videos, or probably the only thing that people complain about when they watch my videos where I build characters for really cheap, is that they say, you never can kill elites with that. Typically it's just for killing trash mobs. You're going to get most of your legendaries from trash mobs, but because the way that things are nowadays, killing elite packs, champ packs, whatever you want to call them, because doing that is a little bit better now, because you can, do Mp10, you get 5 stacks, then you go farm the areas that you want to. It's more efficient to do that, especially when you're in a group. So you want to be a little bit better of an asset in a group, so having a Stone of Jordan is going to be nice. And this is just a bonus item for this build here. We'll try it out. If we like it, then great. You can stick with it, but if not, then you can take my other advice on other stuff as well too. So I'll go ahead and just add this as a bonus item here. We're still going to have 10 million gold left over. Let's purchase everything else, and then we'll see if we like it better with the Stone of Jordan, or if we like it better with the other ring that we end up picking up. So let's get into it right now. So the very first thing that's going to be important with this kind of spec is we're going to need a Scorn. Now, you might be saying, Shinobi, a lot of Witch Doctors, they use the one hand with the offhand and blah, 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 blah. Ideally, that's what you want for a really high-end gear type thing, but Scorns are great because they're so cheap. As I'm saying this, you can see one sitting right here with lifesteal and strength on it for a 4,500 bid. It's getting ridiculous with Scorns, and it's such a cheap pickup, and it's really good for burst damage, and it's also going to be good for a couple of things, and I'll tell you why. But let's get into that right now. Let's go ahead and get the Scorn. Now, I'm going to say I'm going to do a max on that for 2 million. So we're doing a 10 million build. The Scorn, I want to get a good one, like at least a decent one. So we'll go into, now the reason why our 2 million is going to be like this is because we got to get lifesteal. Now you're going to say, Shinobi, you're not even going to be doing that much damage. Well, if you add up the Stone of Jordan and the other stuff that we're going to do, you need lifesteal for this. You need some way to heal, and you're not going to be hitting quick enough because you're using a two-hander for life on hit to really be that good. So lifesteal is actually going to be better in this situation. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got a couple options. Let's start for the cheapest one here. We have one that gives, now you want to get at least 5% lifesteal. I think that's going to be the best way to go. Ideally you would like to get 6%, but it's not a perfect world, right? So we got Intellect is decent on that. It was pretty good. The crit damage is pretty low. Not too happy about that. Let's go up a little bit. Lifesteal is a little bit better. We got more Intellect. We got more crit damage. This is looking a lot better for 2 million gold. Then it kind of drops back down again. Then it kind of drops down again, which is not good, but the weapon damage is going up. Then we have 1249 weapon damage here, which is not too bad. The crit damage is kind of low. The lifesteal is a little bit higher. The intellect is lower. Personally, in this situation, what would you guys do in this situation? Would you take the 100 weapon damage here, or would you take the additional crit damage, the additional intellect? In that situation, they're both the same price though. I mean, for me, critting is going to be a big factor in this. I think because this one has a little bit more lifesteal, I mean, we're losing a little bit of crit damage and a little bit of intellect. I think the best bet for us here is going to be, let's go with the higher weapon damage. And you'll see why the higher weapon damage is going to be important. So let's do 2 million right here. I mean, ideally, you'd like to get more crit damage on there. Like, if they had the same crit damage, it would have been a no-brainer, right? But, so we do 10 million. Minus 2 million. So the reason I'm using a calculator here is just so I can, it's like the same as writing it down, like keep track of it in your mind type thing, so you don't forget, like, did I put that in there? Like, what are we at? What's our total at? I totally forgot type thing. It's just to keep track. I mean, obviously 10 million minus 2 million is not hard to do with the math. You guys know I'm very capable at math. I mean, yeah, we'll just leave it as that. So let's get into the next items here. Now, the most important things next is going to be your 4-piece Zuni-Moss set. Now, you know, you may say to me, Shinobi, I mean, come on, I mean, that's kind of the typical route, right? I mean, the 4-piece bonus isn't that great, but it's kind of needed for this spec, because you need that mana regen for what we're going to do. So just trust me, you'll see. So because we have, let's say, we're not going to count this, like we said, we have the Scorn. So you can throw that in there. We have the Scorn. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items left. So if we have, divide that by 11. So our average price we can do is 727,000 for an average price. So so now I'm going to just do that. So we'll do about 800k for the set pieces, because it's going to be important, right? So, okay, set pieces. So now we'll go with the Zuni-Moss. We'll start off with the boots. Why not? Intellect. And let's see what we can get here. So we're going to look at what kind of the best stuff we can get for this amount of price. I mean, you're just going to try and get as much vitality as you can here. Yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Now, the thing that's great, too, is this has poison damage, and Scorn has white damage. So it actually helps each other out there. So now we're going to just try and get as much vitality as we can, and just try and max that out a little bit. So we'll do this a little bit higher, 80, do it higher, 90, we can go even higher than that, 120, just kind of work it up, 130, okay, so 190, too high, 180, the only one. There we go. That'll work, but the intellect is kind of low. I don't like that. So we'll go down to here. 145. There, that's a pretty decent one. Might work. But I don't know. Let's take this down a little bit more. This is going to be an important thing here for... let's take a look at the intellect. I wasn't even watching. 163. This one we saw before. I mean, this is going to be kind of the best one. I mean, I like to get some kind of resistance on there. This one has, let's see, I don't know if you guys can hear those sirens and stuff. Sorry about that. They're all going to be 7% ones. Remember, we can't, this budget is kind of a smaller budget. It's kind of to get you going. It's not really something that, I'm just trying to think, like, what would be the best here. I'm thinking this is just going to be the best. They didn't want to pay full value, but, I mean, it's the most intellect. It's going to be the best here. So we'll do 800k here. No longer available. That's why you don't take long, guys. Wow. Okay, so we'll probably just go with the next best one then. I mean, for the purpose of the video, I'm taking extra time to think about this. Usually I'm like, click, 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 because I don't want someone to steal an item. So we'll go with that one instead. So then we move down 800k. Okay, set that there. Next one, continuing with the Zuni-Moss. Now we're going to go with the Vision next. So let's try and do another 800k here. Kind of the best ones we can get. Going to be just a lot of vitality, a lot of, you know, just a lot. So, I mean, you can't, with the crit chance, I mean, there's one of them that has crit chance on it, 3% for under 800k. That's actually not too bad. I mean, we could probably get a lot more intellect though. I mean, the crit chance is going to be nice. I mean, ideally, you can even go with like a Mempo type spec too. You know, because you can do the 3-piece with the resistance. If your mana regen is pretty decent already, you might not even really need this, but this is going to be very helpful for us in this, and you'll have to see why. But Mempo, obviously, if we're going for max damage, later on, Mempo Twilight. So let's, yeah. Okay. So then we'll see how much vitality we can get to. We can get quite a bit. Okay. Oh, this is not bad. Let's get that max mana on there too. That's going to help us as well. Okay, 255,000. That'll work. Now I'm just kind of rounding. I'm not really going like perfect here, but counting pennies and such. Okay, so now we got this. So let's try and get. It automatically comes with crit damage, I'm pretty sure. Kind of brain fart there. Not going to be able to get it with crit chance. Not going to be able to get it with attack speed. So we're just going to try and get the best one we can. So now what we can do is try and get average damage, which we can, which is good. That's going to help us. And let's see, how much intellect can we get? 132, it's not too bad. 126, the min damage kind of low. It's okay. The average damage is not too great there, but I mean it's kind of the same as that. We just want to kind of get a little bit of min damage on there. Remember, this is a really cheap thing we're doing here. Okay, I'm thinking what we're gonna do is go with this one here, 400k. Okay. Now next, we have the final piece of the puzzle, which is going to be the Morrow for our 4-piece. Okay, so now the Morrow, what's good with this is you get resistance, vitality, intellect, definitely great. Now ideally you'd like to get armor on there as well, but with our budget, it's probably not going to happen. So, well, obviously it's not going to happen. 180, then the vitality. Play with the numbers. There we go. Oh, wait. It says these have armor on them. You don't see that very often. Holy crap. It's just a lot more armor on that one. What the hell? That's a good item. How'd that happen? 300k? Let's go ahead and search that real quick. I'm gonna minus that. Okay. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at this real quick. We got armor on that bad boy. The intellect we did was 182. The vitality was what, 90, right? I'm asking you a question. I'm talking to myself. That's great. This is the only one that has armor and this much, and it's really weird. Oh, for 800k. That's why. So let's do this. Yeah, see? Just saved a little bit of gold there. No big deal. This is kind of around the same. Yeah. So that's how you do it. Sometimes you get lucky. I don't really see that as luck. I see that as knowledge. When you've played this game for so long, and people ask me, Shinobi, how do you make gold in the auction house? The best way to make gold in the auction house is knowledge. Is actually looking at items and seeing that doesn't look right. Like in this situation here, I mean, obviously you don't have to be smart to know that 400k, that's a lot cheaper than this. This probably shouldn't be here. However, in situations where you don't have that option, like we just had it a minute ago, where we're like, that doesn't look right, and I knew it didn't look right, so I was right about it, so we saved gold. I mean, that really does add up. I mean, that's probably the main reason why I make as much gold as I do. Every item that I've purchased on my main character, my Demon Hunter, which is like 400k damage unbuffed, like that character right there, I didn't pay more than 200 million gold for each item. I always got a good deal. Getting a good deal is very important. So now we have our 4-piece. I like it. I like it. All right. So let's go ahead and throw some of these bad boys on, and let's see what we're looking at currently. All right. So we'll go over here. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna skip the Stone of Jordan for just right now. Yeah, we're at 22,000 damage currently. Still got a long way to go though. So now we're gonna have to build some more stuff here. It's gonna be very important. Let's get back out. What are we at for health right now? 22,000. You can see my Paragon level is only 8, so it's not really a big factor. I mean, almost anybody can have a character that's around that. I mean, it takes no time. You can do it in a couple hours, not even. So now the next item we're gonna get is pants. So we need to get some pants that are going to give us some good survivability. Now, you can go with the Ina's Temperance pants for the movement speed, which would be nice, and because they are more damage. But remember, we need some survivability here because, you know, we're going to try and do higher MP level. Higher MP levels is all about survivability. So we're going to try and do 1,000,000 here. Okay, now let's try and do as much intellect as we can. I don't know how much we'll be able to get. 100, 100, 132, 136. Looks like this is up here, 136. You get the life percent on there too. You get life on hit, which is going to help you out a little bit with some survivability. I mean, you do have the life steal, but it's just an added bonus, right? So these are kind of equal. Except, actually, no, they're not. This is better. Okay. So I'll go with this one, 865. That's going to give us the survivability that we really need. So it's really good in the areas that are very important to get survivability. You need to make sure you get that. So we did minus 865. And we didn't spend a full 1,000,000 there too, like I was thinking we were going to. Okay, next item, Vile Ward Shoulders, speaking of survivability. Now, ideally you want to craft your gloves, your shoulders, your amulet, and your bracers, but we don't have the time for that. I mean, I could be sitting here crafting all day, and then I can come back later on, and, you know, and then this video will be like hours and hours long. No, we're showing you, like, right now what you can do to improve your character. So, once again, so we're not going to be able to build something like that. Maybe some lower vitality would work, and yes, it would. So we'll go like this, go like this. Alright, now that's what we're looking at. So let's see, 81, 80, what was the highest one? 86, which is not really that big of a difference to pay double the price, right? So what the difference is going to be here is going to be the intellect and the armor. So about 193, 199, 193. This is actually kind of the best one here for the price, like when you're factoring the price. So we'll go with that. 500k minus 500. So we currently have 488,000 left, roughly, just about, give or take a little bit of gold, you know, 10, 20 gold, something like that. Nothing that's a big deal. Okay, so we have this. So now we need our belts. So let's try and get witching hours are great because they're going to give us that extra crit damage that we need, the attack speed that's going to help us out. But also the intellect ones are really cheap. Like, let me show you. Well, not gonna be able to get that much. Let me see. Look how cheap that is. Like 140, 145. But I think we're gonna go down a little bit just because we want to try and have more options here. Because we want to have better. The attack speed and the crit damage is going to be very important. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. I mean, it's so crazy. It blows my mind just, you know, the kind of witching hours you can get. Okay, let's try and get as high. Like, I like 9% attack speed is almost kind of, well, that's not too bad. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. Arcane resist, some strength for a little bit of armor there. 945. I think I might have a winner here, guys, before someone else buys that. All right, 990,000. Down to 389,000 left. And now let's get the bracers. So we're going to need additional movement speed here, so we're going to have to get the Lacunis. Lacuni Prowlers. Plus we need the crit chance, let's be honest. So, and the attack speed is going to help too. Intellect. Alright, we're going to be able to get pretty decent ones. 4.5. Yeah, we can do that. But it's probably going to be a very small amount of intellect, right? Because I didn't set it. 71. 80. Not too bad. Let's put this down to 4 though, and we'll put this to 100. Not gonna happen. Let's put it to 3. Oh, there's only one of them. But that's I mean, if you drop this down literally, like watch, we drop it down to 95. Oh look, there's 3 of them now, and that's only 5 difference, and that's what kind of happens with those. Put this down. I think that 81 that we saw before was actually kind of the best bet to go, even though it was 1,000,000. I mean, that's a good deal. Okay, it's going to give us some strength for a little bit of armor there. Paid a little more than I wanted to, but it's a pretty decent amount of crit. Like I said, obviously you want to craft your own as well. It's going to be very important. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at these items too. I like to just kind of every like 4 or 5 items, put them on, kind of see where I'm sitting with vitality if I need more, how I'm sitting with resist if I need more, how I'm sitting with, you know, lifesteal or damage or any of those factors. Okay, there we go. So now we're at 38,000 health. It's getting there, definitely. The amulet's probably going to help with that a little bit. We're probably going to get some health on the amulet. The resist all currently is not too bad. I'm actually liking that. Obviously, we still have gems to go, and we still have all the good stuff to go. Yeah, so our max mana right now is 882. Okay, now let's head out once again. So we're getting there. So let's do amulet next. I like to leave the gloves for last because gloves are really great for giving you that additional damage. And you want to see just how much gold you have left so you can see how good of gloves you can get. I mean, amulet works that way too, but usually you can get a lot of vitality on an amulet. So, but we'll see. We have 2.89 million gold left, so we'll do 800,000 for the amulet. With some intellect on that bad boy. Maybe we try and get some average damage, crit chance, and crit damage. Okay, look, we have some. Let's see if we get lucky. Okay, very low on the base stats. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about these. So we'll take off the average damage, just messing it up. And now we'll actually type in some digits here. The only one here. Ah, no. Not happening. We need higher crit chance and crit damage here. The crit damage is kind of crappy. What about vitality? What's like the most we're gonna get? 40, 55, 62, 70, 78. Okay, let's bring the intellect down a little. Whoa, 800 intellect. That would be amazing. Only one of these. Oh, just that crit chance and crit damage is just so freaking low. I hate that. So we're not going to be able to get too much vitality, unfortunately. Whoops. Let's try and get all resist instead then. Because if they're going to pull that crap, we'll just get something else. Just not a very lucky day for those amulets on the auction house. Okay, this is not too bad. We got some resist all, we got some intellect, got crit chance, crit damage. Looks like we might have a winner here. Oh, maybe this is a little bit better. I mean, you lose 1% crit chance, but you're gaining quite a bit of intellect. You're getting more resist, you're getting physical as well. They're both around the same price. I'd have to actually link them to myself to see which one would give me, well, and I'm not wearing an amulet, so you can't see the difference. They should still tell you that, but they don't. So, I mean, 1% crit chance is going to be a big deal, though. Definitely. It's just not very lucky on the auction house for this stuff. Usually it's a lot better. People just aren't selling amulets because they're all crafting them themselves. So, I think I kind of want to go... Okay, the one crit chance is going to be better, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's go with the crit chance. A little bit more crit chance. Okay, and now we have the gloves and then the other ring left. So let's get another ring real quick. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get some trifecta. Which is not going to happen, it seems like. Nope. But we just did purchase 500,000, so it's minus that. See, that's why you do the calculator thing, so you keep track of it. Because I almost was like, oh, I didn't know, and I looked over, I'm like, oh, I had to remove it. I forgot. Okay, so we have 2.3 million left, which is quite a bit. We can say this is maybe like 1 million. Oh, we can actually get some for 1 million. Okay, best one is probably going to be this one. Don't really think it's all that worth it. Let's take the attack speed off. Let's just try and get just a better one here. 120, and then crit chance will go 4, and then this will go 30. Wow, we can actually get better than that. So what about, is there any vitality ones? There are. It's kind of low vitality. What about resist all? Nope. Okay, so let's go with, what about, can we get, let's go with, we can get some unity action here, some resist all, some intellect, some crit chance, and then that min-max damage, that average damage there could help out quite a bit for us. And a little bit of life on hit for just a little bit more survivability, plus increased damage to elites, right? So we can use that one instead. So you can kind of switch between this one or the SOJ if you want to, or you can just go try and get a trifecta one if you want. You can try and get one that has a little vitality or resist all. It just really depends on how you feel. Do you want more damage? Do you want some more survivability? So I think we're gonna go with. So this one, what's the damage to elites? 4%. There's only 2 4% ones here. This one has more of that. 29.56. This one, okay, so we got a winner here. 1 million for this other one. Now we have gloves left. So we'll do 800,000 for gloves. We still got gems and stuff to go to. Okay, so let's go crit chance, crit damage, try and get some vitality. Yeah, so there's going to be quite a bit we can get here. Let's try and get as much crit chance as possible. Can we get 40? Ooh. Not bad. Physical, vitality, intellect, 500,000. I think we got a winner here. That's a lot of crit damage and crit chance, so 500,000, can't beat that. There's probably a reason there's only one of them, right? Boom. 890,000 left for gems and such. Plus we had that backup SOJ if we decide that we think it might be a better idea. So we're going to try both in the demonstration as well and see what we like. Okay, so we got all these. Just throw them on. Boom. Sitting at 80,000 damage right now, 40,000 health. Resist all is looking pretty nice. Crit chance needs to come up, but obviously we're missing the scoundrel. Let's go ahead and pick him up to get a little bit of crit chance. Come here, scoundrel. Okay, I haven't actually done it on this guy, so I like to just go all the way to the right on this. Okay, so 84,000 damage now. Crit chance is like 32%. You want to shoot for at least 40%, but we want with a little bit more survivability here. I mean, I could have got some more crit chance maybe on there, or you know, some other areas. So we still need gems and stuff. So we need 1 green gem. We're gonna do a life gem just for the sake of this video, just because you can switch it out for a red gem if you want to, but we're gonna do just more health. I'll feel more comfortable with more health. So we need, okay, let's go pick that stuff up. Auction house gems. We need 1 green one. Some crit damage on there. 800,000. That's not gonna do. Okay, 235,000. And then we're also going to do chests as well. 3 of those. 500,000. Let's put this down a little bit more. It's really cheap. Maybe I'll get kind of a cheaper one for the helm then and just stick with that. Okay, 589,000. But I think I got it for a little cheaper, 570 minus 570. 85,000 left over. Now let's get the helmet one. Can we get it? Can we get it? Not gonna fly. Oh well. I don't want to go over the budget there. 13% or 15? 14. Yeah, so it's not really a big difference. 36,000. So we have minus 36,000. Roughly 49,000 gold left. Okay, let's head into the game. I'm currently set on MP3 net right now. We'll see what kind of difficulties we can do. There we go, about almost 100,000 damage now. You're also going to get more buffs as well with the zombie dog. I mean, with the these abilities. So let me show you the spec then, seeing as I'm starting to describe it. Okay, so we have the 4-piece Zuni Moss here. It's going to give us the mana regen. We're using fire bats. Now, there's a lot of weapon damage when it comes to that, so thankfully we got some weapon damage there. We got a white weapon. We got the min-max on there as well. The SOJ here that we have has fire damage on there as well for the fire bats. Plus, it gives you maximum mana and damage to the elites. Now, you can get the fire bat thing on there, but it only reduces the cost of fire bats by like 10 mana. I think that's the max, which I don't think is a lot, but it's okay because it's not like the channeling amount, it's the total amount, so it's not that big of a difference, so it doesn't really matter that much. But if you want to max it out, sure, you could do that. But I just found this one for 900,000 gold, so if we switch that out for the other one, we could always do that. And we did pay 1,000,000 gold for the Unity, so they would actually equal out completely. So we use the fire bats here. Now watch, you see, just right click here. I actually clicked it twice by accident. By accident. So you see that my mana is really just kind of going up. Not really losing that mana. Every time you click it though, it does go down, obviously. So we have also the Locust Swarm, which is going to help you with pulling some mobs together for you and doing a little bit of damage to heal you up if you need to, keep them at range type thing. If you need to kite around a little bit, you can use that. You can switch this out for other stuff, whatever you feel is comfortable. Then we also have the zombie dogs as well too. They're going to just help you with some survivability. And then with the zombie dogs, you also have the sacrifice. So let's say we did use up all of our mana here, and then you just zombie dogged it up. Boom, now your mana is back to full. Got a little bit of survivability. Not bad there. Then we also have the soul harvest as well too. You gain 39 mana for every harvest. So let's say there's a huge pack of mobs, like 30 mobs around you. You just run into them. Say you have like nothing left here, and you just go boom, and you hit that. You're going to get your mana back from those guys as well. Then the Spirit Walk is going to give you mana back as well too, just to make sure that you have that you can just keep going. And you can see there it goes. So it could be a little bit overkill. It depends on what you're doing now. If it takes you longer to kill things down and you're running out of mana, you have options. And let's go into the skills. Jungle Fortitude, because we're lower geared right now, you want to go with something like Jungle Fortitude. If you had higher gear, maybe something like Pierce the Veil, because it's going to increase that, but it's also your mana costs are going to be increased by a lot too. So once your gear gets better, you might actually want to go with something like Pierce the Veil. But the survivability aspect, let's go with that. We have Grave Injustice. Whenever an enemy dies within 8 yards, you gain 2% of maximum life and mana, and the cooldown of all your abilities is reduced by 1 second. Definitely nice, because you're going to be AoEing, right? So you're going to be killing a lot of stuff, getting mana back. owning it up. And then we have this range is extended by items, increase your gold pickup radius, blah, blah, blah. Then we have Blood Ritual, which 15% of your mana costs are paid with life. Now, I mean, it only costs 200 and some odd mana for this, right? So 15% of that, you're only going to lose not that much life. With all your life steal and everything like that, you're not going to be losing life from this. You're going to be gaining life from it. It essentially just says everything costs 15% less, essentially. So, yeah. And you regenerate 2% of your maximum life per second too. So that's essentially what it is. And you're not going to be missing out. So let's set this to MP3 real quick, and let's go take a look at some mobs here. We're in Act 3. I wouldn't be farming Act 3, but let's just go kill some stuff. And let's see how we can get everything to work out here. So let's see if we can run into a big pack of mobs. Use a little soul harvest action here. Let's pull a little bit of them together. Okay, taking them down. MP8, something like that. Let's see if we can do MP8. And then we'll try the infamous Mp10. So we'll switch it to here. Act 1. Let's see just what we can do here. Sorry, by the way, this video is really long. There's a lot of things that go into this, and I hope you did learn a lot from this as well. Festering Woods, make sure we have our little buddies available for us here. Let's go. And you can see I'm healing at ease on MP8 for 10 million gold. I'm not going to use that Frenzy Shrine. There's some frozen here, that's not good. Probably gonna die. Nope, I got all those heals going, so I'm good. Let's get out of that. That down. So this is what I'm saying here. Like, obviously it's not too effective when you're going against an elite, but you can switch it out for that SOJ if you really wanted to as well. So, but I mean, the damage is not too bad. I'm just holding right click. Like, how hard is this, right? Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to try MP8. We're going to use the SOJ this time and see if we already equipped it and everything like that. Let's get into the action. Let's go to Festering Woods. Let's go back to that pack again. Get a buff, why not? Bring out my dogs. Let's wait for this stuff to come back real quick before we go over there. Let's hope we don't get frozen. Mobs need to get closer to me. There's a lot of range mobs here, which is not cool. The only problem is trying to get a little, because it doesn't have a huge range, the fire bats, but you can see this is not bad. See his health. This is MP8. This is pretty quick for 10 million gold. There you go, he's toast. There it is. Let's go ahead and give Mp10 a try. Why not? Alright, so what we're going to do is going to do some Mp10 action now. Let's go ahead and roll into that. Let's give it a try, see if we like it. Fields of Misery. Let's bring out zombie. We want to try and get some some melee mobs, just for not ones that are bulls. That would be great. Now, obviously, I mean, I need more resist and more health, because you see my health is jumping around like crazy. That's because we're trying to do Mp10 here, though. But I am just holding right click, and it is working. My health's jumping around a little bit too much, but, you know, it is working now. Need to get my dogs back real quick. As soon as they decide to show up. I mean, these are Mp10 mobs, you know. Not going down super fast. Obviously you need higher crit chance. You see, like, they don't start going down until you really get that crit, right? Amulet. Maybe Blizzard awarded us. Alright guys, well, that is the video there. Try and do maybe like MP8 to MP5 area for some more smooth farming and everything like that. MP10 is doable, but not going to be as efficient. But as I had done, like you guys requested, there you go. Witch Doctor, 10 million gold. You can switch it out, like I said, with the reins and everything. I'll go ahead and identify this stuff here because, you know, maybe you guys would like to see that. Let's get into that. And amulet, piece of crap. Chest piece, piece of crap. Weapon, almost was good. More damage and a socket, might have been talking. Anyways, I'm Shinobi. Join the Ninja Army. Hit that subscribe button. Go to my live stream. Hit that follow button. Hit like on this video if it did help you out in any way, shape, or form. Put down below what you'd like to see next in the item builds way. You know, maybe say, do this for 1 million or do this for that. Or you guys be creative, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.